6 animals that can kill themselves. Many animals have constraints in certain situations. For summoners, their horns, and for others it can be their coats. Whatever it is, it can cause all sorts of health problems and even kill them. Have you ever seen an argali ramp horns get so long they end up puncturing their own heads? What about when the wool of a sheep gets so long I cannot even walk anymore? If you want to see some weird obstacles certain animals must face, you're in the right place. As you count down 6 animals that can kill themselves if they like, if it means anything to them. Number 6. Human tongue. The human tongue is often taken for granted until it makes its presence known. For Anthony Jones, talking and eating is out of the question. He wasn't even able to shut his mouth. Anthony was diagnosed with macroglossia, an excessively swollen tongue that makes swallowing and speaking difficult. For 3 weeks, he lay on his stomach for 12 hours a day to rebuild his lungs. Although his health and breathing improved because of the procedure, his tongue remains swollen, extending past his lips and chin. Anthony's tongue cannot be diagnosed or healed by any of the doctors in his hometown. Nobody was sure what to do. It wasn't until Anthony found a surgeon 800 miles away that he could begin to hope for a better future in which he could smile again. Doctors eventually removed part of his tongue to save him, and he's now living a normal life, like you can see at the end of this clip. Some people think it is possible to swallow your own tongue, but it is impossible to do. So during a seizure, a person's muscle function is severely compromised, but tissue under the tongue keeps it in place. So no need to put your fingers in someone's mouth because you think they are swallowing their own tongue. In this next clip, Boland's tongue began to expand out of proportion when he was 5 years old. His parents took him to several hospitals, but none of them could diagnose or treat his condition. His tongue would swell to 5 times its usual size. If he had even the tiniest infection, it looks like he has a ball inside his mouth that is some bad disease to have. I don't wish it upon my worst enemy. Oral tumors may affect a variety of mouth structures including the lips, gums, bones, and tongue, and are often benign. Oral cancer. The term used when these tumors are malignant. Tobacco, alcohol, radiation, and human papillomavirus, and other carcinogenic agents are examples of causes. Carcinogenic agents work on cells, altering their genetic material and causing mutation, resulting in cancer in the body. These damaged cells will divide and multiply excessively. The body normally regulates cell division and development, but if the balance between cell division and death is disrupted, a tumor may develop. Number 5. Sloth. The sloth is the world's slowest animal. However, as odd as they seem, sloths are perfectly adapted to the surroundings and are slow for an important reason. Sloths are far from boring and are far more severe than they seem, with a thriving world on their backs. Scientists say they might be able to cure cancer. They also put their life on the line to poop, and when they do, they poop more than 30% of their body weight because they are so slow. Many predators jump them when they're on the ground, away from the safety of the branches and the high trees where they usually stay. You can see the sloth climbing a tree, and I can tell you right now it isn't going to break a high climbing speed record. They love chewing and feeding on leaves. Eating for this sloth is a slow process. It will take 2 weeks for the sloth to digest this meal. Because of this, they don't eat much, so they have to spend as little energy as possible, which means they are always sleeping or resting. The life of the sloth. Number 4. Fish gills. There are certain fish with excessively active mouths. They are constantly opening and closing their mouths, as though they are gasping for air. Some do it on the top while others do it deep inside. The tank is that typical. No way the fish is in serious danger. There are several explanations for this trick, which is to act quickly before they die. There are different techniques you can use to solve this problem. In this next clip you can see large quantities of fish swimming around, enjoying the day in the Grand Canal in Ireland. In this next clip you see a tornado of fish in this impressive show of courtship. A large school of jack tuna swarmed together. The scuba divers were dwarfed by them. Many people thought of the Octavia Alberto photo. David Goliath was staged or altered when he published it. After seeing this video, it is difficult to ignore this natural wonder. The tornado of fish, the tarpon, which you can see in this next clip, also known as the Silver King, is a multi-purpose fish that lives mostly in oceans, but also in freshwater environments such as rivers and marshes. Watch as it swims through massive populations of fish and gobbles them all on its way through. Number 3. Horse hooves. Horses have the same problem as donkeys when it comes to their hooves. If they're not cared for, they will grow forever. At this poor horse's hooves, which have grown so much, they are curling up, which is like never cutting your toenails. This horse was rescued and was found with these hooves, but some nice people took care of the problem, and the horse is once again a horse, and he can walk, run, play, and talk. Well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Here, this next clip shows you how to clean a horse's hoof properly. Pay attention if you own a horse, or if you intend to buy one. It looks quite easy. All you must do is scrape all the dirt out of the hoof. Number 2. Buffalo horns. Buffalo also have horns, and in this next clip it seems like the horns have been redirected, so they turn back into the buffalo's head. Don't ask me why, because I haven't got a clue. This next buffalo seems to have the same problem as the Argali ram we saw earlier. Its horns are curling into its head, but its owner has decided to act, and as you can see in this video, he is sawing off part of the horn. I'm not sure if the buffalo feels any pain, but I'm guessing there must be nerves going through that horn, so probably it will feel something. When the man removes the tip of the horn, you can see it had already perforated the buffalo's head, leaving quite a big hole in the process. The man proceeds to cut the end of the other horn, and this stud will be able to enjoy life again. Number 1. Deer on ice. Have you ever been to the ice capita? If you have, I'm sure you have seen some wonderful performances. Well, what we have for you today is not exactly the escapades, but it is still spectacular. Watch these 2 deer on this icy lake. They just cannot move because it's way too slippery. These nice men will try to help them out. However, this will work. The deer are nervous, but this is the only way out. They tie the deer and they pull them with their ice bow towards dry land. It's tough, but the deer finally gets there. This next deer was saved by having a rope tied around its antlers and pulling it to safety. At least, the antlers are useful for something other than getting them stuck in. A deer's antlers boy makes these deer look weird on the ice, pushing themselves with their legs. When you think about it, when the deer find themselves on ice, they're almost doomed if no one finds them. This next clip shows a deer stuck on thin ice. This is more challenging because the ice can break at any moment, but the story has a happy ending, and this deer will live to see another day. Thanks for watching this video.